Curious about which 10 villagers I hope show up on my island in Animal Crossing New Horizons? If so, stick around. What's up, y'all? It's Danny, and welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm going to cover 10 villagers that I hope show up in Animal Crossing New Horizons. The hype is so real, and I absolutely cannot wait for this game to come out. It is going to consume my life, and I am so ready for it. If you can't tell, I'm hype. I'm dressed up in my Hawaiian shirt. We're ready to go. Just a reminder, feel free to subscribe to my channel and like this video and do the bell button thing. But if you don't want to do any of that, remember, always hydrate, have some water, try it with some lemon. Spice it up a little bit. I will say this list is based off of my Animal Crossing New Leaf town. I made the perfect town. I honestly spent probably, I don't know, 200, 300, 400 hours on that game. I was obsessed and I had the absolute perfect town. And these are the 10 villagers that I came and grew to love. Some of them did move away, which was sad, but these are the 10 villagers that I hope I at least get to see in New Horizons. And honestly, I couldn't organize this list in my top favorites or not, so I just alphabetized them. So without further ado, let's get into it. The very first villager I want to talk about is Unka, and she is a snooty cat villager. I treated her like a queen, the queen that she is. She looks like Cleopatra, and she's the cutest cat in the world. I remember her house was all Egyptian themed with pyramids and sphinxes, and she had a throne in there as well. So let's take a look at the artwork on the amiibo card. I like how she has her hands crossed, kind of like she is a mummy, and it says that her birthday is September 22nd and that she's a Virgo. I guess that makes sense. I'm not really into astrology, but yay Virgos. The next villager I want to talk about is Bones. He is a lazy dog villager. Fun fact, Bones has been in every Animal Crossing game, and I remember he was in the very first Animal Crossing game I played, and he showed up in my New Leaf game, and he's been a villager ever since. Bones was one of those villagers that I wanted. He was my best friend. At least that's what I say anyways. He kind of had the classic dog look with the patch around his eye, and he was so cuddly and absolutely loved him. His house had a playful feel in it. He had a lot of furniture from the Kitty series, which kind of evoked a lot of playing and playfulness. And yeah, it was just very cute. And let's take a look at the artwork on the amiibo card. He looks absolutely joyful. Look at his little paws. I can't wait to see his little toe beans. Spoiler alert, there's going to be toe beans in New Horizons. But yeah, he was born in August 4th and he's a Leo, so we are Leo brothers. Speaking of lazy villagers, the next villager I want to talk about is Draco. Draco is a lazy alligator, but he looks like a dragon. He has like little frills on his back, little horns. I adored the design on him. His house in New Leaf was covered in the exotic series. It was very zen, and he had a little lazy Susan, and it looked like it was full of dim sum, so my type of guy for sure. And let's take a look at the amiibo card. He has his mouth open with his little fangs sticking out, and he looks so excited. And he was born on February 12th, and he's an Aquarius. The next villager I want to point out is Fauna, and she is a normal deer villager. And she's just the cutest thing in the world. She's wearing her little snow outfit, and she has little eyelashes and little blush marks. And she was one of the original villagers in my town in New Leaf. A lot of these villagers I did have to do the trades and go online and get them, but Fauna was an OG in my town. In New Leaf, her house was pretty chic. She had like polka dot floors and she had the old school vinyl. Her house was very retro themed and very classic looking. You could tell that she was an easygoing, very introspective type of gal. And yeah, let's take a look at her amiibo card. See how absolutely adorable she is? She was born on March 26th and she's an Aries. Taking us to the halfway point, the next villager I want to talk about is Julian. He is a smug horse villager and he looks like a unicorn. When I was hunting for some of these villagers, he was very tough to get because he was such a popular villager, but I did get him to my village and his house is kind of space themed. He had the star wallpaper matching his shirt, and he had very white, I think it was part of the Regal series when it came to his furniture, and just very clean and ethereal. Taking a look at his amiibo card, you see how majestic he looks looking off with his hand in the air and his horn up held high, and it looks like he was born on March 15th and he is a Pisces. The next villager I want to mention, his name is Knox, and he is a cranky chicken villager. Knox was one of two that I made a little storyline for, and you'll meet Sterling a little bit later, but Knox has a helmet on, and he kind of looks like a armored guard, and he was kind of the guard of my village. When you walked into his house, it was kind of medieval themed. He had a fire going on in the middle, some broken columns with the stone floor. Kind of gave me some vibes of kind of like he probably drinks beer out of, probably not beer, maybe mead. Taking a look at his amiibo card, again, he's very proud. He's again my guard, my noble friend, and he was born on November 23rd, which makes him a Sagittarius. The next villager is super sweet, and her name is Meringue, and she is a normal rhino villager. However, she's not too normal in appearance because she has a little strawberry nose, and she's in her little chef outfit. She has like a little white whipped cream swirl for hair. Absolutely loved her. Kind of going on with that theme when you walk into her house. It almost feels like a cafe. She has like a Swiss roll couch. She has an ice cream stand, which I wish you could have gotten ice cream from her, but she does have an ice cream lamp. And just looking at her amiibo card, she's very chic, she's very cool, maybe a French chef with her strawberry nose, and she was born on March 19th, which makes her a Pisces. I know I said I wasn't going to play favorites, but one of the next villagers is probably one of my favorites, and his name is Ribot. And Ribot is a jock frog villager, and he's always about bodybuilding and sports ball and all that good stuff. But yeah, he's a robot. He's a robot frog, and he's an absolute delight. I remember in City Folk, I had him in my town, and when you walked into his house, it was almost like he was like a robot from outer space. His house was like you just landed on the moon and it had the astronauts there and the moon landing. But in New Leaf, his house was much more industrial with the dark grays and the blacks. I think that's from the Sleek series. And yeah, both of them kind of match the theme, but I kind of like the story more of him being like a robot from outer space visiting us. Looking at his amiibo card, you can see again, Robot Frog. That's all I need to say. He has a little electric shirt, and he was born on February 13th, which makes him an Aquarius. Our next villager, I mentioned him before when I was talking about Knox, but this is Sterling. And Sterling is a jock eagle villager, and he has that helmet on, and I always imagined that him and Knox were kind of like bros, and they would watch over my town and protect my village. And Sterling and Ribot always got along pretty well because they were both jocks. When you walked into Sterling's house, it was much more regal with the books on the wall and his piano, almost like he was a knight, but maybe he was a higher level knight where maybe he wasn't a knight, but maybe he was a noble or a retiree or something. Taking a look at his amiibo card, he has the same stance as Knox. Again, you can clearly see the helmet with his little chainmail outfit on, and he was born on December 11th, which makes him a Sagittarius. And last but not least, the last villager I'll talk about is Tangy, and she is a peppy cat villager, and her personality absolutely matched how she looked. Tangy was like a tangerine looking cat, and she had the big orange head with a little leaf as her hair, and again, yeah, very adorable. With that peppy attitude, she was always wanting to be your bestie, and that was one of the coolest things when you got to talk to her. And going into her house, it kind of matches the fruit theme. She has the orange carpet and the watermelon table. She has some of the fruit as well with her pineapple bed and the pear dresser. And yeah, looking at her amiibo card, look how excited she is. She was always so happy to see you, and she was born on June 17th, which makes her a Gemini. So these were the 10 villagers that I hope show up in Animal Crossing New Horizons. Again, the hype is so high, I cannot wait. Who are some of the villagers that you hope show up, and why do you love them so much? Definitely let me know. All right, I'll see y'all later. Bye.